Morning, all. We're here in the Duval County Courthouse downstairs. The fourth floor courtroom is where the verdict was issued today. The jury returning a verdict in just a matter of minutes. We counted about 14 minutes before we were called back in and told by one of the commanders in the courtroom that they had indeed reached a verdict. Not a surprise, I think, given the fact that this case did not present a defense tremendously, did not really argue many of the points that were presented by prosecutors in this case. In fact, chose not to issue even closing arguments. But Donald Smith sat quietly, as he has throughout most of this trial, jurors having endured a really emotional journey. The four alternates were excused a little bit earlier in the before the deliberations began, but they're going to remain here throughout. They have been asked to come back on Tuesday, as have jurors. That's when the penalty phase begins. That's almost like a separate trial. We're going to hear aggravators and mitigators. We're going to hear more about Donald Smith's life, presumably his addiction problems, of which he suffered throughout his life, and we're going to learn whether he is sentenced to death or to life in prison. Those are the only remaining choices for these jurors now that they've found him guilty on these three capital crimes. So I'm going to send it back to you. A dramatic day at the courthouse, but not a long one. Live at the Duval County Courthouse and Schindler. First Coast News on your side.